Okay. So here's the second one. Criticize this proof. So the claim is that the square root of 14 is irrational.
Okay.
And the proof is we know that the square root of 14 is the square root of 2 times the square root of 7.
Yes.
And we also know that the square root of 2 and the square root of 7, each of those is irrational, since 2 and 7 are prime. Thus, the square root of 14 is the product of two irrational numbers, and therefore irrational.
Okay, so, well, this is going to be a bit trickier because square root of 14 is irrational. So.
Oh, okay, so that's interesting.
Yeah, so this is just a sort of a bad proof of it.
Okay, good. So you've identified an interesting. This one has a different flaw.
Can I just scoot this up here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
The statement is true. The square root of 14 is indeed irrational,
So
but the proof is flawed.
I say that the square root of 14 is square root of 2 times the square root of 7. That is true.
Okay.
We also know that the square root of 2 and the square root of 7 are each irrational because 2 and 7 are prime. Yeah, because square numbers can't be primes because their square number is a number times the same number. So, yeah. So square root of 2 and square root of 7 are irrational. Thus, the square root of 14 is the product of two irrational numbers and therefore irrational. So I think this is the flawed statement here, because even if you just took square root of 2 times the square root of 2, you would get 2, the product of two irrational numbers, but this is rational.
Okay.
So this last line here, the number, multiplying two irrational numbers together doesn't necessarily make a rational number.
All right.
In this case, if they're the same, then the number isn't rational.
Okay. So can you come up with two irrational numbers that actually are different from each other, and you multiply those together, you get a rational number? So here you had two that were the same, which is good. That's all you need for a counterexample. I'm just challenging you to produce a second counterexample that's a little trickier, where the numbers aren't the same.
If you took square root of 2 and then you multiplied it by square root of 18, you'd get square root of 36, which is 6. And square root of 18 can be simplified to be 3 root 2.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll ask you for ones that are different, so that's good. That's a good example. All right, good job. Good work on these.